Welcome to Advertising Champions, your go-to destination for insights into the dynamic world of advertising. I'm your host, Tony Stanol, and with us today is Bruce Dundore, who is the co-founder and partner at Fundamental Brands. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you, Tony, very much for the introduction, and I'm happy to be here.
Great. Now you have a background in creative, in copywriting, in wordsmithing, and storytelling, and so forth. What does Fundamental Brands do?
Well, it pretty much is a synthesis of about 35 years of my own experience in the advertising business, plus about 20 years of my frustrating experience as an author and a screenwriter in Hollywood, and anybody who writes screenplays will understand what that's about. But I partnered up with my former client and partner Tom Lazaroff, who was on the client side in Disney and Idea Lab, etc. And we just hit it off, and we decided to try to do something different in the world of branding and communications. We kind of experienced it early on. We started doing just the typical advertising stuff. We realized that we could easily be one of the millions of people doing that.
Right.
That wasn't as exciting as it was, but to help some of the CMOs that we worked with, and who basically up in Silicon Valley, they change jobs every, of course, the longevity of a CMO. I think it was 3 years. Now it's down to 2. Maybe it's down to 1 now, but it changes and they move around. We moved around with them because we had such good relationships, and we started to realize at a certain point there was the fundamental issue that was happening with a lot of these CMOs is they would get to companies and they wanted to do some initiatives, they wanted to do some things, and the company did not know what they were talking about or what this thing of brand was, or even if they had a brand, not everybody understood the brand. We realized that the best way to get a CMO help was to make sure that everybody came together on the creation of a purpose, position, mission, vision, values, the positioning statement, the brand, all the basic stuff of a brand, and to come together with that and all author that. If they had a chance to author some of that thinking, they most likely will go along with the CMO's recommendations, his or her initiatives. So we found it to be very successful, and then it gained more traction during the pandemic when we realized that cultures were starting to split apart, with the lack of being in the office, or the lack of that interhuman communication all the time, et cetera. And potentially even the lack of all these meetings. I'm not saying that meetings are a good thing, but human interaction, what was good, that dissipated in the face of technology. And one of the things our process did, we call it Team Build Your Brand, was to bring the team together. And we're talking C-suite and senior people below. And if it's not too big a company, we'll do the entire company. Getting together to decide and talk about the purpose of the brand, the fundamental human value. We very much live off this concept of the fundamental human value, which is 5 aspects of human nature that can mean marketing needs, and is essentially what the crossroads is between what a human being really wants, humanly, not as a buyer or anything, but as a human being, and what your company offers that satisfies that need. For example, human beings love community. This is the strength of Starbucks, the strength of Facebook, the strength of Instagram, all the social platforms. That's true because it gives them an aspect of community. Human beings have an ego pride aspect, and an ego pride is a fundamental human value. All your luxury brands satisfy that need. Okay, so that's what we try to bring people into, and it's been very good. It's a wonderful process. I tell prospective clients as we're doing a bid on a project that after all is said and done, your company's going to have fun doing it, because we try to infuse. People need to enjoy the process of branding. It's been dry, it's been dull, etc. So anyway, that's what we do generally. I can go on forever, but time's limited.
That's right. We have less than a minute left, as a matter of fact. But
I know.
You inject storytelling into your work. It's obvious because of your writing background, Give us an example.
We've been around
of,
for 16
how that
years,
maybe helped the
working
brand,
with clients,
in the last few
thousands of
seconds.
clients. We're working with
stories
agencies
the
to be
most
able to
important
scale
thing a
them
company
and
can
grow
create,
them and
okay?
provide them services
And what we
that
try
would
to do is
cost
teach
them way more
a formula.
than
for
it
story. It's
would
a classic formula. How do
for them
you
to
bring
do
a
it.
company through the formula?
Anything
And
oriented around
essentially,
lead
it's
generation,
basically,
video
how do you tell your
creation, web
story
design.
that says
We're
that
full
here's the
service, so
world, here's
we
where
can
it
really
got
serve
broken,
most,
here's where your
most
solution
people.
came in, here's the risks that you took, here's the complications you did, here's what you learned, and here's how you resurrected it. All the idea is always to turn the world back to the way it should be. And if you can create that around your brand, your company, then you have something that's dramatic. And there's no reason why companies can't always be dramatic. There's no reason why these efforts shouldn't be as compelling as the best movie, as compelling as the best book. Why is it that all of a sudden we get to business and we put a different pair of pants on in the morning and we become dull?
So it's very interesting. So it's the once upon a time story. So thanks for sharing that.
Listen, I always like to look at the aspect that you're not to the company. You're not Batman. You're Alfred, right? And when Commissioner Gordon, your customer, has a problem, he shines the thing. Batman comes, which is your company, but we're Alfred. You're Alfred in this. So you help your customers solve things. You're not the solution. You help your customers solve things, and that adds to story.
Well, thanks for joining us, Alfred. I mean Bruce, not Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And thank you for tuning into this episode of Advertising Champions. For further information, be sure to visit dailynewsnetwork.com. Until next time, stay inspired.